we're just going to go through and introduce ourselves real fast. I am Doug Walker. I have a website called TheGuyWithGlasses.com. I do a lot of shows like Video Game Confessions and Bum Reviews and Ask That Guy, probably the most famous in the Star Trek. Go ahead and applaud! And with me here, of course, is Angry Joe.
Angry Joe!
Well, as you all know, just has like furious blow-ups and just gets really excited, really angry. Like, let's see what
I'm so angry about aliens, colonial marines. That game was such a disappointment, wasn't it?
Yell at something for no reason. Please.
I love the fact that just your very light accent is just unbelievably racist. Man! And,
That's okay because I'm a Mario.
Yeah, okay. He is wearing a Mario hat.
I'm a tired of your bullshit. I'm also angry for some reason.
So, I'm perfectly calm.
Back credit card.
This is a back credit card!
Oh my
Me? Okay. Die!
I knew somebody was going to do that.
I had to. Thank you.
That's my one, okay?
It had to be done.
You'd be surprised how many people are like, once somebody sees like somebody do it, they're like, oh, I want to try now, back credit card, back credit card, back credit card.
You're really punch one
too, Doug. You're not going to introduce me?
What?
You're supposed to introduce
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is Angry Joe's very white brother, that's Sci-Fi Guy.
Hi, Sci-Fi Guy.
You guys probably should introduce yourselves for real.
Yeah, I'm that sci-fi guy. I'm one of the other personalities on ThatGuyWithGlasses.com. If you couldn't guess, I review science fiction.
Amazing!
Wow.
Science!
I'm Nick Wright. I work with ThatSciFiGuy, help write the shows. I do the title cards. I used to do a webcomic called Treading Ground, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
So-
you're awesome.
This guy. Thank you.
This is just a straightforward. This is just a straightforward Q&A. Obviously, it's a lot more people here than at the other one, so a lot of people didn't get questions and stuff. After this, we got a autograph signing. That's only, I think it's only like an hour though, so definitely get there, to get it. If for some reason you don't get your autographs there, there's one more signing tomorrow. I think it's like a final one for the guests or something, so try to show up to that one. And we got like DVDs, we got prints. Do you guys still have the glasses to sell?
Oh yeah, I have beer glasses. I have Sci-Fi Guy and League of Inebriated Gentlemen beer glasses.
Which even if you don't watch the show, it's just a cool name.
You can become an honorary member of the league. Even if you're not a gentleman.
Definitely show up to that. And but yeah, we're just gonna go right into the Q&A. So let's do it. Who's got a question? Yes, you.
Oh yeah, so I got a question. What do you feel about Mario Wilson?
Mario Wilson?
How do you feel about Mario Wilson?
I think I knew it. The new aunt. I think she's a woman.
This is my sister. I will say that about my sister.
The fuck with the Mario Wilson. What do I really hate? What do I really think of her? Oh, I hate her. Such a pain in the ass. No, of course she's great. And that's still like my favorite. I think it's still my favorite joke. And like I always say, it's just so surreal thinking, if you told me, when I first saw Mrs. Doubtfire, you'd be doing a scene with that little girl, and she's gonna turn to the devil and humiliate you. Be like, awesome! So, she's a ton of fun. She's really, really good. Yes, front row.
Okay, so I can see how much you really hate Joel Schumacher movies. Do you think that you could stomach reviewing Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera?
Could I stomach reviewing Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera? I actually did grow up. It's one of the few Broadway shows I grew up with. I don't know. I think Paul sort of did that already. I can't remember if Lindsay did already too. Maybe. I get the feeling there's worse Schumacher projects out there. He's not very good at adaptations, is he? At least he didn't get the Phantom nipples, I think. So, here, Leo, why don't you pick one?
Green hair.
When you were reviewing during the Nostalgia Critic, were there ever moments where you just didn't know what to say? Like something was so bad that you're just like,
Garbage Dog Kids.
I don't know.
Like something so bad I didn't know what to say. I'm sure there is. The room, there's lots to say.
Did you say Junior was in that category?
Junior's one, but that was a very uniquely, kind of bad because it's like,
It's boring.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, praying me. They're like, oh, the jokes are gonna write themselves, and it's so boring. It's like, how can you make this boring? So that was a very different kind of bad, because if there's anything that shouldn't be boring, it's Arnold going, la la la, baby. But that little kid thing, that was the previous one. So, let's do Insano!
Yes, I have a gift for you.
Is it ticking?
No, I made it with different science. I made it with a different science.
With a different science? Was it like alchemy or something?
Close.
Paper mache.
Here you are.
Is it?
It's inside.
No.
You only have one hand.
Son of a bitch! Actually, in reality, this is a $15 card for iTunes, so I will make use of this.
I already used it, sorry.
Damn it! Actually, in case you didn't know, I am making a scrapbook of these, actually. Because whenever I go to cons, like, I get so many of them, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to start, putting them all together and stuff. so thanks, I guess. Nick, why don't you choose the next one?
Spiker.
At what point during Demo Reel's run did you decide that you wanted to bring Nostalgia Critic back?
At what point during Demo Reel did I decide I want to bring the Nostalgia Critic back? Well, when it got canceled, that helped. No, but there was a point when we were doing the show where I was sort of feeling that second wind again, and it was with The Odd Life of Timothy Green. So really, a lot of the stuff that was in the review must go on is true. So I think, it was near the end, and certainly when we got the news that we couldn't keep doing it, it was pretty tough to hear, but at the same time, it was kind of cool to know. It's like, well, okay, people do still want this back, they want to see it again, and like I said, we wouldn't do it if we didn't feel we couldn't still do good stuff with it and new stuff with it, and, keep improving it. So, yeah, definitely near the end there, where the writing was sort of on the wall. But, I don't regret any of those episodes at all. I still like how they turned out. Something like Melvin, which I do regret doing. Or the Let's Play or something like that.
Melvin,
I'll
brother
make
of
fun
the
of the fact that it
Joker.
bombed and that it's not very good and stuff. I'll make fun of the fact that Demo Reel bombed, but I'll never regret it. I really like all those episodes, so I definitely have no regrets about at least trying. Let's see, let's do Blonde Hair. We are going to do another anniversary special. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit more low-key. But, it's going to be a little different, pretty much. But it should allow the producers to be, even more creative with their material as well. So, it should be good. Let's see. Let's do, also blonde hair there. Glasses, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brown hair picky.
If you weren't doing web series, what kind of job do you think you would have right now?
If I wasn't doing web series, that's a good question for all of us. If I wasn't doing a web series, what kind of job would I have? I used to be an illustrator, and that is what I'd be doing. I loved doing that. I liked working for clients. I liked drawing stuff. I liked creating things. I liked watching movies, documentaries while doing it too. So that was great fun. How about you, Nick?
I made some money off of the comic at one time, and it's really nice to be able to, make a living off of the web if you can. But you got to really, you got to adjust your standard of living. You can't live in a big city. You have to, go somewhere you can actually make the money for it. So for me, I do a network engineering job, so I'm not the person asked.
ThatSciFiGuy is kind of a hobby for me. I do have a day job, and I work for a small post-production facility.
No, there you go.
Consider guys.
This guy has had his hand up for a while.
Great shirt.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
I kind of have a two-part question. One, since Nostalgia Critic is back, are you going to be doing any other movie videos like Kick-Assy and all that? And if so, what are the ideas for it? Like,
How many nations must he invade?
All of them.
All of the nations.
Okay, there'll be a lot of specials then. Am I gonna do any more sort of like movie specials? Yeah, and the 5th year anniversary is gonna sort of be that. Like I said, it's gonna be a little different too, but I like doing them though. I think the Review Must Go On turned out to be so good, I might lean more towards doing more shorts. You know, sort of like little half-hour specials, but you know, you'll probably see another one sometime in the future, because I do enjoy doing them greatly. In terms of what it will be, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let's do somebody over here. Yeah, it's Joker.
I saw you in a live-action Sonic film.
No, that was just, yeah, that's right. Was there a question with that? Okay,
Just putting it out there.
just put it out there. I was in the Sonic film.
I think he was curious about how that happened.
I know I am.
No, Eddie LeBron just came up and he's just like, dude, I have half the internet in my Sonic film. You want to be in it too? I'm like, yeah.
And the other half.
And it was pretty much like, yeah, he's like, I got James Rolfe, I got Brenta Floss, I got, you know, just all these people. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then he flew me out there and just shot it real fast.
So if everyone else jumped off a cliff.
Everyone else jumping off a cliff? Let's see. Let's do, yeah, you had your hand, green shirt.
Okay, I recall that in your Jungle to Jungle review, you were trying to make a point about people making allusions to angels in movies. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really understand that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I don't even remember that joke. There's a joke in Jungle to Jungle about, what was it again?
Like, you know, angel on tables. And
Yeah, angels on tables? I think I must have been drunk. I have no idea what that joke is.
Stephen King.
Oh yeah, I was playing the Stephen King drinking game. The Tim Allen drinking game.
Future Omega
grunts. So let's see. Let's do black. Looks like snake, maybe black one, maybe. Snake. No, well, excuse me. Richard Box. Guess yes.
Goddamn black destroyed it. Which favorite characters impersonate, and what's your favorite video game?
What's my favorite character to impersonate? You know what? I think actually it's coming up for the next review, so you haven't seen it yet. I impersonate Michael Bay. But the way I do it, because, you know, Michael Bay, I think we can all agree, has too much testosterone. And he has to, like, fuel it through his movies. And even when you hear him on comedy, pretty deep voice guy, yeah, making transfer and stuff. So I just play him like this really emotional, oh gosh, guys, you know? Come on, let's go make a movie. Let's make our dreams come true. And I just really liked playing him. It could totally bomb, I don't know, but that was great fun to do. And my favorite video game, I'm always up for Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah!
Actually, good question. What's your favorite video games?
I actually like the it was Marvel vs. Capcom's good. Capcom vs. SNK is probably my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I've been playing that for so long. It was like the game came out in 2001, and my brother and I are still like getting together and like trying to beat each other's ass with it. So really enjoyed that one.
Honestly, I'm a Mortal Kombat guy.
Finish him.
Get over fatality. Get over here. Let's see. Let's do. I got someone in the back. Let's do Black Hand back there, behind the one with the purple hair. Yeah. You, the guy looking confused.
Yeah, I didn't see your review. What was your review on that Tekken movie that came out?
On Tekken? Oh, I never saw Tekken.
What about Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball, I didn't see either.
Don't.
What?
Don't.
Don't? Oh, I won't. I have no intention.
Trust me.
My opinion on Dragon Ball, just real quick, the movie was terrible, but what I did, the one positive thing I can't say about the Dragon Ball movie is I really did like the world that they built. Like the backgrounds and just the kind of the setting and the way they made everything. It was very, the backgrounds were very Dragon Ball.
But the movie.
But the movie was awful.
The movie sucked.
Let's see. Let's do Black Hat there.
Have you ever thought about bringing back the Over's New series? If so, have you thought about doing the Super Friends on the Justice League?
Have I thought about bringing back old versus new, and if I did, do I do Super Friends versus Justice League? I'm guessing you mean the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Wait, was Super Friends like, what, the 70s or 60s one?
Yeah.
It's kind of a no contest, isn't it? I haven't seen either of them. I'm just like, I know the new one's going to win. The new DC stuff has good writing. So that's probably going to win. In terms of bringing it back, I probably will, but nothing's like... It'll probably be a bit, because I think I have to sort of get, like... That'd be kind of a jip if it's like, Nostalgia Critic is back, what's he gonna do? Old versus new, it's sort of like, wait a little bit, get sort of the fun, traditional, angry stuff. But I'll probably bring it back, yeah. In terms of old versus new, Super Friends, Justice League, Leo might be able to do that, actually.
I might be able to do that. I've been looking at maybe sort of a rollerball one.
Oh, that's cool. Although I heard the new one really sucks.
Yeah, it was really bad. So the old one wins.
I'm gonna do Nostalgia Critic beige wall versus white wall.
That was my favorite when it came back, as like Mike and Rob were saying, like, do you think maybe you want to add something in the background at all, or maybe spice up a bit? I'm like, no, I think just white wall's good. Everyone's just like, thank God I did, because just people are like, the white wall is just a destroys. He's not the critic anymore. He used to love you until you went white. Now you just know people are going to use that as like the defining point, like the beige wall series and the white wall series. Like, as soon as I went to the white wall, it's where it all went downhill, man.
We're gonna start coming to cons wearing beige armbands. Back in the day, man. Used to be about the beige.
So yeah, let's see. Let's do black shirt up here.
Me?
Yeah.
For the record, me and my friends have several memes we just use on a daily basis.
I'm sorry.
Over the top. One of my favorites being. But I gotta know, whether they're in your review or not, who is your favorite just crazy over the top villain?
My favorite batshit crazy over the top villain? No, you know what? If not Tim Curry as the Clown, which is pretty good, I had to say Komodo from Warriors of Virtue. Because he's the only enjoyable thing in that movie, and he's just so obviously doing his own thing. Although Jeremy Irons is pretty good too. No, but he's aware of it. You get the feeling the guy playing Komodo is just like, no, this is going to be like, I'm going to dive deep into myself and bring this out. It's going to be So, yeah, probably that one. Let's see. Let's do, looks like red shirt, black jacket, maybe? Yeah.
So, with the new Star Wars and new Star Trek coming out, are you looking forward to either of those?
Yeah, I just realized sci-fi is going to be owned by J.J. Abrams now, isn't it? Like every sci-fi genre now. Like the two biggest ones are now like J.J. Abrams.
I believe he's in talks for Half-Life and Portal as well.
Yep.
So that's.
Oh man, Portal movie be awesome. I don't know about that yet. Oh, I digress. Anyway, what was the question?
Are you looking forward to anything one or both are going to flop? Or?
I mean, the Star Trek, I'm not like super excited for or anything, because it's sort of like, I thought that first one was really good, but it was more for the characters. It's like the actual story and everything was kind of weird. But they can probably still get some good characters out of it, good character moments. So we'll see what they come up with that. The Star Wars, I think it's great. I like the fact they're doing spin-off movies. Like, I'd love to see a Yoda movie. I think that sounds awesome. I don't know where the hell he came from. He's probably like in a swamp with Kermit and they're playing the band. I think it'd be great, or maybe like, maybe him and like Kermit got together and they made Gizmo from Gremlins or something. And it's like, there's a whole, I don't know, there's a ton of spin-offs you can do. So I'm excited about all that. I'm actually more excited about the spin-off movies than the continuing the, the quad trilogy or whatever that is. Let's see, let's do white hair and red jacket.
How many different cameras have you used throughout the beginning of making the Nostalgia Critic up until now? Like, how many times have you revised a camera?
How many cameras have I gone through doing the nostalgia? I want to say like 4 or 5, something like that. And we've gotten extras, to do like, over-the-shoulder shots, so we can do like a 2-camera shot. But yeah, roughly about 5, I think sounds about right. Not including the other cameras. Like the other ones do, 2 over-the-shoulder shots, I mean. So yeah, about 5. Let's see. Are you raising your cane, or is that just... Okay, just making sure. Let's do someone over here. Let's do, looks like ear thing, great ears. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so we have Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, and or Freakazoid
Okay, if Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, and Freakazoid was being remade, but they couldn't get Steven Spielberg, who would I get to produce it, put it together? Obviously, Michael Bay.
I was thinking J.J. Abrams.
Oh, yeah. No, but yeah, you know, Dot's boobs would be out to here. Every shot of her would be like a low angle upskirt shot. Freakazoid would just blow up everything. And there'd just be a villain, he'd be like, blow up! Yeah, that's my answer. I like the J.J. Abrams here, just be lens flares. Let's see, let's do guy all the way in the back there, orange shirt, beard, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, wow, there's only 2 orange shirts and white. Yeah, I guess there are. Okay, yeah, oh, I'm sorry, it's not orange, I'm sorry. But yeah, the guy who just stood up there, yes.
This is actually for all 3 of you. I teach animation at a high school about 50 miles from here. What kind of advice would you give to high school students who really want to break into film, and not just as animators, but as video editors, as technicians, anything that involves the film process, scripting, whatever. I'd like to get each of your take.
Well, that's a fascinating. What advice would you give to students who want to break into film? And it's interesting asking us because technically we're not in film. You know, we're
on IMDb profiles.
I mean, that's true. I mean, we do a Internet Movie Database profiles, but I mean, it's. If you're talking more about just getting stuff out there, like on the internet and something creative, I mean, I pretty much just say that. Just try it and experiment and see what you can get out there and get feedback. And just constantly keep trying new things and be smart about it. You know, I'd say especially with the feedback, you don't have to listen to all of it. You know, if I listen to all the feedback, I just never get anything out and nobody would ever be satisfied. You know, you have to do what you feel is good and, you know, you can still stand by even if it doesn't do well. But at the same time, if somebody says something that you agree with, it's like, change it, you know. But in terms of getting, like, into the Hollywood biz, it's, like, I'm not the guy I never went to Hollywood or anything like that. But in terms of just getting something out there creatively, just do it, honestly. I mean, just go ahead and try it and see how it goes.
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience is definitely
a lot of work, and don't be afraid to do a lot of crappy work. Because you're going to keep doing that, and you're just going to get better at actually doing what you're trying to do. And you know, a lot of people have the dream of being picked up, whether if you're doing comics by a big publishing company, if you're doing animation by a big studio. But yeah, like you said, just kind of get it out there. Go ahead and do it, and see what you can come up with. Because you don't need those people to really, to carry you forward. You can do it yourself.
I mean, you're going to make mistakes, but the only way you learn is, by doing it. And so, just keep trying, and you get better. And
don't wait for an angel to come down.
Just and make sure it's something you want to do, and that's really just have that passion and do it.
And if you do all this and you don't have success, you still had a good time. You still build your skills.
Yeah, I mean, we live in an exciting time where if you want to make something, whether it be video or something artistic or whatever, and you want people to see it, you can just do it. You don't have to have Hollywood see you or an agency see you. I mean, because of the internet, if you just post it on there and have a link, I mean, it exists. Anyone can see it.
Get eyes on the page.
Yeah, I mean, so it really just becomes more how do you get people to come look at it. That's a different conversation altogether, but... yeah, I mean, so that's why the answer is pretty much just try it, do it, see what happens. So yeah, let's do what haven't I heard from? Yeah, let's do black shirt with beard and glasses.
All right. 2 questions. Now that you're doing movies that have happened more recently as the nostalgia critic, like stuff that's no longer in theaters, were you considering doing stuff that's along the lines of Jurassic Park 3 or Iron Man 2? Stuff that's not released in theaters, but that is fairly recent.
Yeah, I mean, anything. What kind of movies am I going to review? Not in terms of recent movies. I mean, really anything that I feel I can get a lot of material off of. And I just don't want a cutoff date anymore. Some of them, if they're just sort of like okay bad, like I think Jurassic Park 3 and Iron Man 2 are just like. Okay, bad, like, they're not good, but they had 1 or 2 good moments. I don't think they're, like, unbelievably bad, so I definitely want to look for the ones where it's like, I can get a lot of material off of it.
Also, were you frozen to death?
I was frozen time! Christ! Let's see. Let's do, I'm forgetting his name now. Is it Broadway? Yeah, it's Broadway, yeah.
I forgot his question. Oh, it's cool. I was on Coach, you know.
3 people saw Coach and no other guy was in it, okay.
Are there any movies that you're looking forward to watching? The upcoming movies?
Any upcoming, in terms of like reviewing as a nostalgia critic or just seeing in theaters?
Either or.
Either or. I mean, there's a few movies I'm excited to review for the nostalgia critic. I don't want to give them away. In terms of movies coming out, I'm curious what they're going to do with the new Superman. Because Zack Snyder's kind of a hit and miss, but I think he always does interesting stuff. So I'm kind of curious about that. In terms of other movies, nothing I can think of that I'm super hyped for, but I'm sure something will pop up. How about you guys?
Pacific Rim.
That does look pretty cool.
Woo! No, that's cool. I mean, I'm actually a huge Trekkie. I'm the moderator of the Star Trek community on LiveJournal. I can't believe it. Revealed that, but I'm a huge.
Someone
Trekkie
still uses LiveJournal?
Yes, me and like 2 other guys, and we run that. So I'm really looking forward to the new Star Trek, and Pacific Rim. I think is going to be either really good or really, really bad. Either way, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be enjoyable no matter what.
Let's see. Why don't you pick the next one, I think?
All right, so blue shirt, second round.
All right, this is much to all 3 of you. In terms of all the movies you've ever watched, what is the one character that you just legitimately hate?
The one character in all the movies we've watched that we legitimately hate. God, there have been some real baddies. I say the biggest thing is that this is why I hate Timothy Green so much, is that anytime they're showing someone, but they're like, who's doing really bad stuff, but they think it's like the normal thing. No, these are just normal mistakes, and it's all part of being human and stuff, but they're really horrible people. Those people really get to me.
The parents.
Which one?
The parents.
Yeah, like the parents from Timothy Green, I think are really bad, but I don't think they're the worst. Come back to me, you guys.
I pretty much hate Lois Lane in anything. That's just the way it is, and either of the scientists in Splice.
That's what I was going to say. The scientists in Splice really got to me. They've just made bad decision after bad decision, and like, what are you thinking? It's like,
you're supposed to be scientists. Those 2 guys from Prometheus too. Oh, a pretty alien snake. I'm going to pet it. I'm a scientist.
Even though I was afraid earlier.
I was afraid of a dead body, but that angry-looking snake.
Maybe they have hypno-gas.
Maybe. For me,
Bella.
I was gonna say probably Bella. I think that Bella would definitely be up there. One that actually jumped in my head, like, I don't hate this character, but I did sort of think about just stuff that doesn't make sense. I remember Leonardo in the TMNT movie, who was just like, no, we can't go out there like vigilantes. Yeah, you can. That's why I went on my mission of spiritual enlightenment to come back and realize I've learned nothing. Yeah? And now we're gonna save you. How? Through vigilantism. And he's like, thanks, I haven't learned a goddamn thing.
I don't think they make police uniforms that would fit him, so he doesn't have an option other than vigilantism. My show.
So, I did not get, and the movie's okay, I don't even think it's like that bad movie or anything, but it's like, I did not get that at all. Let's do Yellowhead then.
After you start doing this outfit a little bit more, are you going to bring back like the top 10 worst or events?
Am I going to bring back the top 11 list? Top 11, thank you, not top 10. I do go one step beyond. It's topless. I'll do them. I don't know if I'll do them as like an actual review. I might just do them as like, one of the editorials, which would probably be better. Possibly, unless it's something where it's like, dude, I can really talk about this, because they do take time to edit. I don't know. I'll definitely do something with them. I'll do lists again, but whether or not it'll be like an actual review or if it'll just be an editorial, I'm not sure yet. But I'll definitely do more of them. Let's see, what haven't I heard of? Or from? Was it Green Hat, I think? Like Green Baseball Hat? Oh, you're the one!
Me too.
Is Rob gonna come in on more Nostalgia Rick episodes? Is that what you're saying? In front of the camera. I mean, a lot of it just depends on how busy he is. I mean, having now like 2 actors we can just use whenever we want in the NC, I mean, is very helpful. So, I mean, he'll be in there though. I think, no, actually, no, even in this next review, I mean, he makes an appearance in there. So, yeah, I mean, we like sort of incorporating sort of more sketches into the stuff now to make it a little bit more, at the very least, more visually interesting. So yeah, he'll definitely be around. He's so good at doing voices and the funny faces and stuff. So, I mean, he'll definitely still be in there. Let's see, let's do, what haven't heard of you in the front row.
Alright. Where did you get the idea for Ask That Guy? Namely the tone of it.
Where did I get the idea for Ask That Guy? Pretty much, it's like the shortest story. Just Mike Mashad, my CEO, gives me a call one day. He's like, Ask a Ninja's pretty popular. Do Ask That Guy. Click. And it's like, I have no idea what the hell that means. So I'm just like, okay, Ask That Guy. Well, what's the shtick? Everything he answers is wrong. Like, okay, so I'll do that. But he says it in such an intelligent way, it can almost sound right. So, what's an intelligent person? Well, he has an ascot and a robe and a pipe and a book and, you know, just talk about really insane stuff, but talk about it in such a pleasant way. And in terms of, like, just it becoming total sort of shock humor, I mean, I just turn my brain off and see what comes out, and I don't really watch them again. I sort of like, boom, out, next, you know, and apparently that seems to work, because people just like, what the hell's this guy gonna say next? We just can't guess. So, yeah, that's pretty much where that came from. Okay, are you holding the staff up now? Yes. Okay. I told you to take his staff!
You shall not pass!
Heard of what? Oh, Troll or Troll 2. You know, that's another one. See, that's kind of like Twilight and Episode 1 and Birdemic. It's been done so much, and already by so many of my producers, I don't think I could bring anything new to it. Have you guys ever touched that one? I don't think you have.
No, we haven't done that. That was, I think people had already done it by the time we thought about it.
Yeah, and
it is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, and it is enjoyably bad, but it's like, if someone's already done a review, but I feel like I can bring something new to it, I'll still do it. You know, because there's been people that have, you know, done repeat reviews and stuff, but yeah, I can't think of what I would say about that one that a bajillion people haven't already said, and B, sort of says for itself. So, yeah, let's do sort of orange, brownish hair, you, female.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of videos of you doing voices and stuff and reading the 50 Shades of Grey. So have you actually sat down and read the book, and if so, what is your review on it?
Have I ever sat down and actually read all of 50 Shades of Grey? Definitely not in one sitting, but I've probably done so many voiceovers of it that it probably adds up. But what I've read is so funny. I still stand by it. It's the greatest comedy ever written. I just don't think it was intentional. No, it's pretty good. My favorite reading of it ever was Tony from Team 4-Star. He's doing the Nicolas Cage of it. If you ever see, I mean, we got in the Baby Jesus 2 review, but there's one where we were reading it at Con. And just the line that literally, I fall to the ground laughing the way he does it. I think the line was, "What inner goddess is about to explode?" It just killed me. So, no, I always look forward to reading that book because it's just page after page of hilarity.
You don't know what voice is going to come out of your mouth next, basically.
Exactly. So yeah, front runner, Richard, yeah.
2 questions.
2 questions.
How long do you see yourself doing this? And do you ever think you'll write like a book on how this has changed your life?
How long do I plan on doing this? Well, until the time runs out, really. I don't know how long the Q&A is.
Surprise retirement.
And then another surprise return. But how long? I mean, really, in terms of just making stuff online, I mean, I can do it till whenever, you know, until people just say, stop, you know. And even then, it's like, I just love making stuff. I love creating stuff. So just as long as I can, as long as I'm still up for doing it. In terms of like writing a book or something like that, I mean, I don't know if I'm much of like a writer in that sense, but it'd be fun. You know, I've read some fun biographies in the past. I'm sort of like, oh, this might be kind of a cool thing to do. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know how long I'd be doing it.
There'll be a whole chapter on Comic-Con, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It's just one question. It's like, I never wanted to write a book, but this young lady asked me, and I was so blown away by...
This will not be another 50 Shades of Grey.
No, you know what? No, I'm not going to write the book since you said that. Let's do Purple Ears, I think. One down, Purple Ears.
This is a question for all three of y'all. Who do you think is the most evilest of all evil villains?
The most evilest of all evil villains. Wow. Yeah, God, that's tough. Bella again.
But I'm Tish.
But who's the most evilest? I mean, that's a tough category. I mean, I like... It's weird because I probably read too much into it in just how simple it is, but I really do sort of think that the devil from Fantasia. I know that sounds strange, but I just read into it that you get the feeling he's just always around, and he's always, you know, everywhere. If true evil was going to exist and take on like a physical form, like that's what it would be, and it would just live through other people. And if that ever manifested, it's like that's what he would be, and he would just take joy in destroying and tearing apart, and yet the minions would still crawl up saying more. But it just, I don't know, it just seems like pure nightmare hell. So yeah, that'd probably be mine.
So I don't read the Green Lantern comics, but I get updates every Wednesday for this guy. There was something in there that they basically would go after everybody's family.
Oh yeah. There was during the Sinestro Corps War. That was one of the scare tactics. Is that they went after like all the rookies' families to really like try to scare the shit out of them.
Just getting started as Green Lantern, your whole family's dead.
And they're not just I'm going to kill your family. Then they took all their eyeballs and like rained them all of their eyeballs down on their.
There's your mom's eyeball.
God, that's messed up.
That was the most messed up thing I've heard. So I don't know if you can top that. Eyeballs from the skies.
Mine's the devil.
Eyeballs from the sky.
Devil.
I generally like villains that don't consider themselves evil, that think that they're doing the right thing. But as far as like just being evil for the sake of being evil, it's got to be the Joker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, you know, he's one of the only ones I can really think of that's just, I just want to be chaotic, you know?
That's just the spreading of misery just because it's fun. Yeah, I think one of the scariest things about a villain that you can create is someone that loves being evil and just the almost innocent joy they get out of it. Like, one of the creepiest ones I can think of, outside the Heath Ledger Joker, I do think that's a very creepy Joker, is Clockwork Orange, Alex from that, because he is loving it so much, you know, and it's just so uncomfortable how much he is enjoying it. You know, and it's almost like a childlike laughter, and he's humming and singing, and that's great. That's an upbeat conversation, anyway. Let's go over here. Let's do, Black Jacket there.
I have two questions because my sister refuses to ask hers. Judging by like your I'm trying to think of the Thief and the Cobbler and your Godzilla one, do you like not like Matthew Broderick as an actor? You just not like him in those movies?
My thoughts on Matthew Broderick. I really do not like him as an actor. I'm sure he's a totally nice human being. I'm sure he's totally kind. I mean, he seems like a guy who'd be totally nice. There's some movies I can stomach him in, like I can stomach him okay in Ferris Bueller, or even I just saw B Movie and I was just blown away that I wasn't like totally repulsed by him. That's so mean to say. And it is very mean to say about, you know, someone that's like, you know, making a living doing what he loves. I just don't care for it. You know, I mean, I like him great. You know, he's just not for me. And I have no idea what kind of person he is in real life. I'm sure he could be a very nice guy.
And my other one, which it's more of a personal request because people are filming this. Everyone, I assume, is going to end up on the internet somehow or another. But my brother really wanted to be here, and he's a pretty big fan of yours. And I just wondered, could you give a shout out to my brother Russell?
A shout out to his brother Russell! Russell!
sins!
Making me out of breath.
Oh, Russell. Oh, just say his name. Russell. My inner goddess is about to explode.
Okay. Let's see. What else am I heard from? I don't think I heard from the black shirt in the aisle there.
Yes. Two things. One, I saw you earlier in the hallway, like 2 feet away from me. I was like trying not to fanboy out. That was really cool.
It happens all the time.
The question is, from a business perspective, how do you manage your creativity? Because I remember watching you right after you had to fight with the angry video gamer, which is how I heard about you. You weren't doing advertising. And now you're starting to have advertisements right in the middle of the year. How is it managing your creativity while also trying to have a commercial that they may pull your funds? You know, how do you manage?
Well, I mean, luckily where I work, I mean, and let's make that very clear. A, I don't handle the business side, and B, you know, I don't handle the company. I'll listen in on the meetings and I'll give input, but I mean, I don't have a business mind. I really don't. But in terms of everything else, I mean, I like sort of working in the commercials. I love doing that fake commercial. You'll probably see more of those. You know, I mean, those are great fun to do. I just always take it as a challenge. It's like, okay, well, we need to make a profit off of that. I mean, we need to survive off of this. You know, so we had to have whatever X, Y, and Z in it. You know, well, okay, how can we make this creative? How can we have fun with this? You know, and make it where it's not just, okay, we just have to do this, but almost make it fun that this is part of it. So I always see it as a challenge anytime, you know, there's almost something I kind of enjoy when Mike Machado you know, like when he called up and just said, you know, do ask that guy, click, and it's just like, okay, an assignment, let's go. You know, it's like, it's just a challenge, and I like it. I like taking on the challenge. So if you look at it more as like, you know, something that's fun in a game instead of a chore, you'll usually get better stuff out of it.
Sometimes you can use that. Any kind of environment that you're forced to work in can really spur you to do something creatively you might not have done before.
Yeah.
Like, we don't use mid-roll ads in ThatSciFiGuy, but we were doing the crossover. We were writing a good bit of that, and it's like, well, we're going to fit a mid-roll ad in here. Let's use this scene from the movie that was just so awkwardly intense, and then we came back and they were still just... and then they just go right into the review again, and it worked out pretty well, I thought.
Okay, let's see. Let's do, looks like rabbit ears or something? Woman?
Actually,
Okay.
is your most populous video your favorite video?
What was it again?
Is your most populous video, for all three of you, is your most populous video out on the internet your favorite? And if it is, why? If it isn't, why?
For me, no. And my favorite one, I'll say, I don't think it counts as a review, but actually, although it is pretty damn popular right now, it is the review must go on. I think that's my favorite video now. And it's, I don't know if it's the most popular, like, now, like, gotten the most views. It might be, though, because, I mean, it's really, I mean, people just share that thing like mad. I think the most popular is still either Batman Robin or the Sonic cartoon. But in terms of like my favorite review, I mean, that's the Moulin Rouge one. I just love that one. I love how colorful it is. I love the music in it. I love the crossover. I love all the cameos and how everybody did. You know, and it does well. It is popular, but it's not the most popular. I think it's very rare. I mean, even Orson Welles, like, the movie everyone says is the greatest movie of all time, Citizen Kane. He's like, nah, that's not my best. I like this other one I did. You know, it's like one nobody's ever heard of, you know, so it's always going to be different. Not always, but usually.
So for us, like, I guess the G.I. Joe was pretty popular.
Yeah, G.I. Joe was pretty popular. And the Demolition Man is also really, but my favorite is Robot Jox.
Yeah, I share that. Just a really, the movie had so much. There was one of those ones that was awesomely bad, and there was enough there to make fun of, but there was enough, you know, genuine entertainment as well to keep us entertained for that one. But a lot of people like the Star Wars Holiday Special too. Yeah.
The review of it, not the actual special.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably just because they're like, oh, so you had to watch it, so I don't have to. Thank you so much, ThatSciFiGuy.
Let's see. Let's do glasses there.
Since you've recently acquired a studio, what are your future projects and plans for that?
Since we have the studio, what's the plans for that? Honestly, right now it's just the sets being built, and it's taking longer than we thought. You know, I mean, who would have thought that building sets takes a while? But yeah, so it's just getting that put together, and we do have the game show set pretty much built. We just got some technicals to figure out with that, and we're starting on the other sets as well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it does sort of look bad because it's like we get the location and we mostly just shoot like in the front room for a demo reel, but it's because just the other stuff was taking so much time. Yeah, no, we got it so that we could do other shows and different kind of shows. I mean, and that's stuff that we're still working on, and you know, we're still gonna get out to you guys. So that's coming. Let's see, who haven't I heard from? Did I hear from Green Bandana? I don't think I did.
The other snake.
Yes.
With your selling of the DVDs and going a lot more special as far as goes and having more copyrighted things that you review, is there any concern that another Pokemon show will show up and say, hey, this is my material, you're making money off of it, or do you have the studio agents be confident?
In terms of, you were saying, you know, does the copyright scare ever, you know, concern you? Because, I mean, we have had people call in, you know, the most popular, I won't name what show, but, I mean, we had people call in and say, hey, you're using our, you know, our stuff. Yeah, I mean, it is covered by, you know, review and satire and parody and stuff like that. I mean, so the law is technically our side, but it is a gray zone.
But you don't put the copyrighted material on the DVDs, right?
No, I don't. And even if I did, it would still be covered, but they tend to go after people more for that, so we don't take the chance. But yeah, it is still covered, but at the same time you have to go up against, you know, it's hard enough to do a court case, you know, now you have to go up against studio lawyers, you know, and that's not going to be fun, you know, so it's, you know, we don't want to start anything, we're not looking to start anything, we're looking to entertain and do reviews and, you know, have fun, and get attention to these movies, because a lot of these movies people, you know, wouldn't look at or wouldn't think about any. A lot of times when they see it, it's like, oh yeah, I do, either I want to see this for the first time or I want to see it again. You know, so even if it's bad, they just have to see it for themselves. You know, so it's always a little bit of a concern, but I mean, we still want to do what we're doing because, you know, we enjoy it and you enjoy it, and we want to keep enjoying it. Let's see, who haven't I heard for? I don't think I heard from Brown Truth there.
Nope. Okay, two quick parts. First one is, out of all the Star Trek movies that you've seen and or reviewed, which of the really bad ones can you actually like semi-enjoy the most? And don't forget the second one.
Yeah. Well, for the first one. Yeah. Out of the Star Trek movies, which of the bad ones can I kind of enjoy? Is that what you said?
Yeah, which one like is like you can actually, well, I can kind of enjoy this. It's not like as bad as all these others. Yeah, most tolerable.
3 I don't think is that bad. It's just kind of boring. Actually, of all things, there's several parts in 5, which is a very bad movie, but there are several parts that are done well, and I think you can attribute that a lot to not just the performing, but the directing is good in some of those scenes.
Right.
You know, there's just so many bad other scenes in the movie, and the plot is so stupid. But I mean, there's some legit good scenes in that.
All right, and
the message was good, but it was delivered so clunkily.
All right, and I remember the second one. Out of all your reviews, which is one that, despite how popular it might have been, how well it was received, if you got the chance to go back and redo it, which one would that be?
If I ever had a chance to go back and redo a review, that's probably good for all of us again, too.
Yeah, it's for
if I
all.
had to redo a review, what would it be? And I just might. You know, I've always dabbled with the idea of doing it, especially I think James did it once, too, Rolf, and I was curious to do it. I wouldn't mind redoing the Ninja Turtle movies, actually, because they were kind of, it's 3 movies, like, in not even a 20-minute span, I think. And I wouldn't mind actually going in, maybe sort of doing that again, and sort of going into more detail about it.
I mean, for me, I'm pretty satisfied with how most of the ones I've done have turned out. I'd say maybe my very first one, the Holiday Special Review, but purely for a technical standpoint, just because I have much better equipment now.
Technique,
and you know, just a little bit more practiced.
If you look back in with the lens of, hey, this is what I was capable of at the time, everything was, you know, pretty satisfying.
Yeah. Let's do lecture over there. Yeah.
Your video game confessions. Which one was your favorite? And what was design background technology?
I got the first question. What's the second question?
What was the deciding factor in helping you decide what personalities your character is going to be?
Oh, okay. What video game confession is my favorite, and how the choices come around for how the personality should be? The personalities I just go for usually for what's ironic, or just how I see the character in a certain way, or how it'd be funny to see a character. And with that said, my favorite one is probably the Donkey Kong one, because I think I like that he sort of comes through for his son at the end. I like that I make Link a douche again. I just like giving Link a totally different personality outside of what he really is.
Well, excuse me,
I like the Sheik one
princess.
too for that same reason. I think that's a really good joke that Link starts hitting on Sheik, not realizing that A, it's a woman, and B, that it's Zelda. I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, I think I like those. See, who haven't heard from? I think I've heard from all the people with their hands up. Okay, let's just do go down the line. Yeah.
Do you plan on continuing Shut Up and Talk and or sibling rivalry?
Yeah, we are going to keep doing Shut Up and Talk and Sibling Rivalry. Again, we're looking to get a set build for that, though. Because we do want it to look a little bit more pro. And for Sibling Rivalry, it's like there's not that many, big movies out right now, so it's sort of a good time to keep building the set for that. But yeah, we're definitely going to keep doing those, because those are bad. We even got a few other interviews lined up for that, too. So, Green Trick.
If you could meet any actor or actress, who would it be except Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Except Catherine Zeta-Jones. We were just talking about this, actually. The one person I think I would love to meet, I'm actually blanking on his name, he played Cisco on DC.
Avery Brooks.
What's it, Avery Brooks? I saw him on this movie that Shatner did called The Captains. It's a documentary, and this guy just seemed like a giant riddle. I mean, this is a guy that's like, he's there and he studied jazz and he studied drama, he studied art, he studied all this great stuff. And someone asked him, like, Shatner would just say, "What's the meaning of life?" And he would sit there and he'd just kind of laugh and they'd play a little music on the piano and some it'd be light and then get really dark and then sort of get light again. They'd be like, "That's my answer."
Life is like a stream, twisting and turning, rapids, and then a bird flies down.
Yeah, but he'd be like laughing and joking too, and he kind of talking backwards, talking riddles, and it's just like, this guy is fascinating. And on top of that, he's a really good serious actor and comedic guy. I mean, he's all this good stuff. So I'd love to just to chat with that guy, because it'd just be an experience, I'm sure. So yeah, how about you guys?
I think Leonard Nimoy is kind of really a conflicting individual. I'd like to get to sit down and talk with him a little bit. I mean, what kind of person does, what he did in Star Trek, and then what are you going to do in Star Trek? Oh, I'm going to make a book full of overweight naked women. That sounds like a good idea. That's fascinating. I'd like to get in his head and see what he has to say.
I don't know, maybe Jeffrey Combs. Just because he's been in a lot of things that I really like, and he's got a very unique personality, and I'd like to chat with him at some point.
Let's see, let's do Richard.
Okay, I actually have two questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, first, have you ever heard of a movie called Little Nicky? I think you might.
Yes, I've seen Little Nicky. It sucks. I'm not going to review it.
And the second, this may seem like a really random question, but in the past I've seen you do stuff with people like Ego Raptor and such, and I'm curious, what are your thoughts on some non-channel awesome internet personalities like JonTron or Yahtzee?
It's just talking about like JonTron and stuff. Like, who's JonTron again? They tell me, like, oh, that guy. I didn't know he was called JonTron. I mean, I don't know. There's definitely some really good ones out there. I mean, it's like, I don't know them as people, a good chunk of them, but I mean, Yahtzee stuff is really funny. I really like the I like the Oz movie trailers. I think those are pretty cool. Or like the How It Should Have Ended, I think are great. I love Red vs. Blue. I think that's great. So there's a lot of good web content out there right now, and there's a lot of good stuff. Let's see, let's do Hack.
Two questions actually. First question is, have maybe consider reviewing Small Soldiers, and the second one is, for Doug, any reviewers you haven't crossovers who would like to crossover?
Okay, first question, William, let's review Small Soldiers.
No.
It's not really sci-fi.
So I don't think it's not really sci-fi.
Were they shot with a laser gun to turn it to be alive? I don't know. Never saw it.
Yeah, it's the toys that come alive.
They use MacGuffin computer
people
chips.
ask me to do it. I might watch it just to see if I can get anything, but it's like, it never looked that bad. Like, it looked bad, but not that bad, So I don't know if I could get much material from it. So I might view it just to check it out. And but what's the second question? I'm sorry.
Any producers you want to do a crossover with?
You know, when it looked like we were, was it 5? Okay. When it looked like we were going to finish off the Critic, I sort of went around. That's why there were so many crossovers for that while, because I was just like, I'm going to kick the bucket soon. Let's get them out there, before it's not a chance. And so I sort of got, like, all those crossovers I really wanted to do, which doesn't mean one couldn't pop up. So there might be, but top of my head, not that I can think of. Stu, front row there.
Are you planning on doing a crossover with Paul?
A crossover with Paul? Might be something. Like some sort of musical movie, maybe.
He hasn't done them all already by the time.
Yeah, that's true. So, maybe. Yeah, that might be one to do. I don't think I heard from Green Sweater there.
Whenever you're reviewing movies, like what do you look for to make it a good movie? Like what to you is a good, all of y'all. Because different people have different tastes, but what do you mainly look for when you're reviewing something?
Well, what we look for when we're reviewing a movie to make it, like, entertaining and stuff. I think that it has to be an entertaining bad movie, whether it's just so laughably bad or so insultingly bad. It just has to be something I can get good material out of.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I have to have something funny to say about it.
Yeah, right.
And sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, I don't know if we can review this just because there's not enough bad in there, or the bad is just to the point where it just doesn't make any sense to you. You can't do anything with it. Also some of the challenge that we face is a lot of times we want to do obscure movies, and we also want to throw in ones that people have heard of before, so we'll get more eyes on the video.
Well, here, let's go ahead and we'll do the ones that we haven't heard from you. I don't think I've heard from Green Hat there.
Anyway, earlier you said you like to do illustrations and things like that. I have 2 questions about that. 1, when was the last time you actually spent time drawing? And 2, what is your favorite thing to draw?
When's the last time I drew anything, and what's my favorite thing to draw?
Yeah.
I find I like doodling just sort of...
Trying to play the music.
Welcome to Getting Dark and Dumb.
Oh my god! High school professor!
Are we doing okay on time? Okay. But yeah, pretty much like just whenever I can, like on the plane, I'll doodle and stuff like that. I love just taking a pen and just seeing what comes out, like having no idea what I'm going to draw and just sort of let it go. I think that's the most fun. So yeah, in terms of what do I love to draw most, I don't know.
You love to draw naughty bits, don't you? You know you love drawing naughty bits.
I do draw a fair amount of bunny boobies, I'm not going to lie.
Alabama shirts have seen that for a while.
Just a quick question. Are you sticking around for the improv session tonight?
Oh yes, yeah, I forgot to mention, I am doing improv tonight, the 18 and above, so you can make it to that, definitely show up to that, because we always have a great time.
Where's that at?
Where is it at? It's at, check your schedule.
It's in here.
Oh, is it in here? It's in here!
So I get prepared.
Okay, I think I got time for one more question here. Let's do Joker.
Okay, so when the entire large string of really bad movies based on video games, you could choose one video game to be made into, what would you choose?
If I could choose one video game to be made into a movie, oh my god, that's hard.
Shaq Fu.
Yeah, as long as Super Bowl isn't doing it. I like a good one. No, you know what? I love to see a Mario Brothers movie done right. Like, actually just make it, and make it like a CG movie. Make it bright and colorful and animated and have some fun. And I think you can make some good... No, screw that. Zelda. Yeah! No, and get friggin' Peter Jackson or somebody. Yeah, I mean, make it cool. I mean, make it like a really cool, badass Zelda movie. So, guys, I think we're about running out of time here. Like I said, we have an autograph signing session, and there is an improv panel here tonight as well.
The autograph session has been moved. It's going to be on this floor around the escalator.
What he said!
It's not where it says on your schedule. It's going to be over there.
So if there's any questions you didn't get, just ask it there, and thank you guys so much. Take care. Woo!